Good morning, citizens, and welcome back to the verse. We're going to do a little bit of mining today. This stems from a post on Spectrum where somebody said that they've noticed the Glaciem ring in Nyx is really no longer producing good material, and they're wondering if there's an issue with the servers or if it's just something that's been changed. And I thought, and I actually said in the post, I'll go and check it out, see what it's like on my end. So I did bring over the mole. However, the mole itself can mine bigger rocks. So I decided I'm going to go prospector mining. I also haven't fully upgraded the mole. We'll see if I still have it after the patch. I did put a helix on there, but I didn't find the rigers that I normally put on there when I was kind of setting it up before I brought it over. They might actually exist in Levski. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. But we're going to do that. We're going to do a little bit of mining. At the same time, this is Monday. I've just got off work. It's about 4 o'clock. And the results for the Luminalia card is out for the contest. Unfortunately, I did not win. But the winning prizes for the digital cards and the physical cards were pretty good. The digital cards, some of ooh, we're going this way. I'm new to Levski in this version of Levski, I should say, not the old version. I keep forgetting that this is the door out. It just looks like a cargo elevator more than an entrance. I think it's the width of it. But yeah, the digital ones are pretty cool. That would have been hard to choose which one was going to win because there was a lot of good entries there. The winning one looks basically like a screenshot, but if you look at their entry, I remember looking at it when I had first seen it. Actually was using 3D models and pose to make that shot. A lot of work went into that, which is pretty good. As far as the winning physical card, it was a cool pop-up. The ability to add the light coming through the doorway on the floor, I actually posted when that was first out. What a great job that person did. And overall, what a great winning entry. I thought it was a good one. The second place, I wouldn't really count as a card, but the image could definitely be used as a card. And then third place, I thought was pretty cool as well. And like me, the person who made the third place entry did provide... where am I going? I'm going to go this way. Did provide files that you could print out. So feel free to print out mine. Feel free to print out the kind of 3D pop-out-ish one that was made. We're going down the refinery because I did refine something real quick when I was out, when I first arrived with the prospector yesterday, when I was setting things up last night. So we're going to go down to the refinery, and I'm going to show you something I kind of learned, and then the changes I'm going to make when I go today. So the big thing is, Levski is a great place to mine, because you can mine with a prospector, and that's all you need. You don't need a ship to bring your goods from one place. Oh, this is the wrong area. What am I doing? Oh, I missed it. I want to go down to floor 3, not floor 2. This is kind of a vertical version of a train. You can't make this go any faster or slower. It's just this side always goes down, that side always goes up. So by jumping out, I made a mistake, and I got to wait about 40 seconds for it to come again. So the mistake, not really a mistake, but the thing that I did is I went out mining without really looking at what's available and what you can find. And I found a boulder full of laranite, I believe it was, and taurine? Taurite. I think it was called taurite. And I was like, ooh, this is one of the new minables. So I don't know what it's worth, so I just grabbed it. There is a lot of double audio there. When I went to go sell my refined goods, or unrefined goods I should say, the laranite sold okay. It wasn't horrible. But the taurite showed up as 1 UEC, which I thought was a mistake. However, checking out Regolith, and I'll put a link to Regolith if I remember in the description below. Checking out Regolith and the prices, taurite sells unrefined for 0 UEC. But if you refine it, it's 2,417. So we've got our stuff here. It only took 8 hours to refine. I used Dinix. And so we're going to get this, and we're going to put this in Levski, collect. Perfect. And so now we have... It's like a Glaciem. I wasn't even looking. So maybe it wasn't the best boulder, but it was just something I just grabbed for fun. I'm going to go quick over here. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, hopefully not over my microphone. Okay. Can we get... what are they called? Rigers here. Mining modules. Focus, lifeline, Rigers. We can get Riger 3s here. So if I want to upgrade the mole with Rigers, this is where I can do it. Okay, we're going to go up. I guess this is up is the only way here. This is the turnaround point of the elevator, I suppose. It says 0. Are we trapped down here? Hopefully not. Will this one go up as well? Let's try this one, since that one seems to be stuck at 0. Yeah, something's wrong with that one. Luckily, this is the other one here. Let's see if this one opens. There we go. So, the reason why this is one of the best places, like I said, to mine, is you can refine here. Once the goods are refined, you can sell. You don't have to... is this the right floor? Yeah, I believe so. Maybe. Maybe? Where's the, where's the list? Here's the list. Security, hospital, Lions residence, teaches, cargo services, grand barter. I found it before. And it might have not been this area, but let's kind of do a quick check. I don't remember what this is. This is probably just a... yeah, okay. Go back this way. I'm probably on the wrong floor. I will laugh if it was down where I originally was. So I'm gonna go find the place that I sold before. I think it's not in the bazaar. I think I'm going in the wrong place. I'm gonna go find it, and once I found it, I will be back. Okay, that was a quick find. I didn't actually go to the bazaar. I knew it was somewhere to the left, so I went up one more to the surface level, central lift, cargo services. So you take a left, you go into here, and right here, commodity shop, and that's where we're gonna sell. So now that we've taken out our refined goods location, we're gonna go to Levski here. Gonna let it load up. So, can't sell a Glaciem. Don't know why, but in demand Torite sold for 1 UEC when I didn't refine it. Now 14 grand. So we're gonna sell that, get rid of that, confirm. The Glaciem I'm gonna have to take somewhere else. But here's a change that's come to refining and mining, which I really like, and that's you can just sell directly from your ship as normal. And it used to be whatever I'm selling, I can refine it and double it. But that's not the case anymore. I've noticed something kind of weird that's happening right now. Whatever elevator you come out tends to be frozen at 0, so you have to go to the next elevator. I did figure that out. So something like Quantanium is now about triple when you refine it. Something like the Torite that I just sold, it's like, 2,000 times what it's normally worth. Diamond is basically worthless until you refine it, and then it's worth like 8,000 UEC per SU. Risite is another one. So Stillaron is about the same price for sale as Quantanium, but if you refine it, it's about 10 grand more. Risite is about a quarter of the price of Stillaron, and it's about the same price refined. So knowing what something is worth and whether it's worth to refine is definitely it. So if I'm just mining to sell direct, Stillaron, Quantanium are the two bigs. If I'm... Where am I going? This is not... what's... Yeah, okay, we're okay here. If I'm looking to mine and refine, Risite, Stillaron, Savrillium, and Quantanium, for sure. Lindium, Terranite, Baxilite, also not bad. I'm gonna take out the Prospector and not the Mole, really because, like I said, this is in response to a post on Spectrum, and that post was that they're not able to find rocks they can break, and the ones they do are not worth mining. And so why not take the Prospector? If I do the Mole, I'll be able to potentially mine bigger and bigger rocks. So I had an issue last time I took out my Prospector that it spawned in upside down on its belly. So I'm going to pull it out so that I have a hanger. Then I'll store it. This would be something I would like CIG to fix, that you have to do something like this. Some ships, it'll destroy itself. And like I said before, I would love it if CIG made your hanger, whatever hanger you're going to use, up top so you don't have to scroll through everything to get to the bottom. Why not put it at the top of the list? So we're going to head on out. I have some crews on me. That's good. And I'm going to do two things. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just mine around Levski. See what I can find. See what kind of asteroids I can locate. You're not going to see me searching. It's just going to take too long. After that, I'm going to take a job. There's various jobs you can take around the system that don't require combat. A lot of them are going and picking up a flight recorder or locating a person. And you can usually tell which one of those jobs are going to be pretty easy and not involve combat. Those jobs bring you to a different point entirely of the Glaciem belt. They're useful for two ways. They're useful if you're trying to not fly directly between a gateway and Levski. And they're also useful if you're trying to find a place to mine away from everyone else. So until we have other locations that we can go to in the system, that is the way to do it. But the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to make sure we have full up on hydrogen. We don't really need to refill our Quantanium because the amount we'll jump to get back to Levski will be pretty small, if anything. Unless, I can't remember if I took this ship from the gateway. It takes a while to get the, there we go, to get the interact for the pilot seat to show up. Okay, so first things first. Power up. We're already powered up. Quantum fuel almost 1.7. We got plenty of fuel. So we're gonna head on out. And we're gonna fly a little ways up out of Levski. That way we're not in the belt originally. So we're gonna fly... Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so we're gonna fly kind of this direction. And if there's any boulders that you think might be in front of you that you can't see, just send out a ping and it'll light them up. But right now we look okay. We're gonna go into nav mode and uncouple. And that way we're gonna head up. And the reason why I want to head up is because then we're kind of above the place. There is... Is that a ship? It's a Carrack? Okay. Oh no, that's a... What is that? I can't really see it. Corsair? Corsair. Alright, so we're gonna fly up a bit. And once we're up, which is looking beautiful. Oh, this is cool. I love this. Gonna go coupled again to slow us down, to stop us. And you can see there's still a lot of like rocks above. Like there's one here, one there, one there, one there, one there. But it's not nearly it's not nearly as many as if we were flying through the belt. And so I'm just gonna fly a little ways this way, and we're just basically making sure we're not too close to Levski when we mine. And then so once we're kind of heading on our way, I'm just going to keep my eye out for any pings that show up forwards, that show up away. And we're going to find, to see what's out here, see what's around Levski. Once I find something, I'm going to use... first I'm going to make sure it's one I can crack. So, whether or not it's a too big or not. Once that's decided, then I'm going to see what it's made out of, what it contains, and decide if it's one... Ooh. Why did that show up so late? That's interesting that that showed up so late. Alright, remember to go coupled again when you get close. That way you can come to a stop. It also stops you from drifting sideways past the thing. But, that rock must be tiny for it not to really show up until we were basically right on it. M-type asteroid. If you hit V, and we look at this here, doesn't it show... Maybe it doesn't show signatures when you're that close. Like if I go over here, that shows me a signature. Shows me 1900. But once you're up close, I guess that doesn't anymore? Okay. It'd be nice to know what signatures are and what I'm finding. I could figure that out later, but... So this one here... Torite. Again, this is the stuff that I found earlier that is worth absolutely nothing unless you find it, and then it's worth basically nothing. So we definitely don't want the Torite asteroid. But now we know we're starting to find some stuff here. So I'm going to just go around and look at these rocks, see what I find. And look at this one's way up here outside of the ring. That's kind of interesting. So I'm going to go get some of these rocks. I'm going to set my maximum speed at around maybe 300-400. It's a reasonable speed to move around. In fact, if I put my SCM mode on, it's a reasonable speed when you're within 10 kilometers of something. And the shields are kind of helpful so you don't run into anything. And so SCM mode on a prospector is like 125 unless you're boosting. So it is good to kind of either boost or go between two things. So I'll look for rocks after we check this one out. If this isn't really worth mining, I'll just kind of do it on my own. Once I find something, I'll be back and we can really see what we can find. So there's the asteroid's actually down here. Another M-type, probably full of torite. The reason why I'm in mining mode and not using the scan is I just find this is a little bit quicker as far as figuring out the composition. Torite. Yeah, so far it's not looking good. Torite abounds. Alright, I'm going to keep looking, and I will let you guys know if I find anything. And if not, I'll give myself, like, I don't know. I want to be really reasonable about this and see if there really is nothing here. So, in a half hour we'll do a check-in, and maybe we'll do double that if we're really not finding anything, just to really confirm that mining in this area is really not worth it. So I'll see you then. This is interesting. Three close by. Alright, let's check these out. So it's only been about maybe 10 minutes. C-types, we got a bunch of C-type asteroids. 4 of them, it says. What is in these? Quartz. Okay. Let's do this one first. Quartz. Yeah. Okay. Bexylite? That's 5 grand unrefined, 20 grand refined, and it says easy. If I can get... And there's one more. Where's that other asteroid? There it is. This is why I miss not having things show up in the edge of your HUD. Quartz. Alright, so we got Bexylite in one of these. Not great. Is this it? Is this the one? But I mean, 23%. If quartz clumps, this will be good. We're gonna try to get it. I want to be a little gentle with this, because using 2 Rigers on a helix, this is actually pretty big. Sometimes you have like the sliverest of slivers when you're trying to mine with this setup. And if you're having anything that's got instability, it's just gonna skyrocket your overcharge. So once I got it kind of moving, I'm gonna just get closer and back up, and that's how I'm gonna control my laser with distance to rock. Let the instability bring up that heat. I'm okay if it takes a bit longer. I'll take that over brute force. A little bit of finesse. That dropped too much.
Warning, power critical.
That was the wrong button, but that's okay. We'll get it back. There we go. Okay, so now we're just looking for any high concentration Bexylite. 33%, but it can still be cracked. That's good. I would love to see more updates to mining scanning, but I really love the idea of the values of these rocks being drastically different whether they're refined or not. Are you going to try just to go for volume in a in an Orion? Or are you going to try going for... Yeah, look at that. That's like almost all quartz. Are you going to go for high value, small stuff? To me, that's going to make me want to mine with little ships more. If it's a lot more work, but like the scores there is what's fun. And I honestly don't care about making the most money per hour. That's not what, to me, this is all about. Mining is about like doing the work, you know? 41. See, I don't think that's enough. Definitely not enough there. %, before I crack it. Nothing in there to worth getting. This does seem 20. Yeah. I guess I could try cracking that, see what happens. The scanning of these rocks does seem to be a little faster than it used to, which I'm liking. 18%. I'm not even going to bother. Okay, so I'm going to try...
Fracturing mode on.
to fracture this one and see what I find, and then I'll go after that other one. It's definitely going up faster a moment ago. There we go. There we go. Yeah, and you can get a lot of control just using the distance to the rock. All right. So did any of these get me a high percentage of Bexlite?
Extraction mode on.
Is that 30, 40%? Nah. Definitely not. 23, definitely not. I mean, 40% is not horrible. 7% is bad. Which is the other one? This one here. So let's crack this. And then we're going to look, because I really want to try to find a good first rock. But honestly, I mean, if you're just going to go out quick, make some money, get back, sell, go out quick. This is, and you're going to do the refining, this is the way to go. Like, this rock would actually be pretty valuable, I think. I just don't want to only get Bexlite. I want to try to see if I can find any of the other stuff. So we're not going to really get too much out of this rock. Yeah, see, that keeps jumping up. Not sure why. Alright. Let's go for some high percentage here. No. $42. That's not better. 67. We're going to grab this one. Alright, so overall, we're looking like we're going to get about 7 SCU of Bexlite. Oh, maybe a little more. 8 SU. Not bad. Alright, so we're done with that. Now, this is the point where I'd forget which direction I'm heading. But, line up with the ring. Although now I realize if I flipped myself all the way over, I'm definitely on the wrong side. But because I'm above the ring, I know that this is the way I'm facing. That is the sun. And send out another ping and just keep searching. So that's what I'm going to do. Maybe we'll find something better. There's one 6 kilometers away. We'll check this one out together. If it's not great, I'm going to keep going on my own. But so far we're, I don't know, 15 minutes in. And we're doing okay. Got ourselves some Bexlite. Was crackable. That was one of the complaints, was that the rocks that they do find are too big. Another M type. Seems like M and C. That might have been the other type. So this one here, and if it's not good, I see a signal right below me. Alright. Terranite. That actually is slightly better than Bexlite. Alright, so I'm going to mine this, get some Terranite, and then I'm going to go check out the other one below. Really, I think this kind of proves that at least here it's not too bad. I will join you again if I find something awesome or on my way back to do a little bit of refining. Alright, I'm going to do some mining. Screenshot this one first. I'm trying to screenshot all the asteroids I find to kind of keep an idea of what I've got. Alright, off to mining. Quick update. The Terranite rock turned out to be pretty much worthless to mine. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break here. Not a break from mining, but a break from break. We need to get some liquids in this, and that's why we bring along our crew. So I'm going to have a little bit of a drink here. This is why I love the prospector over something like the golem is that you do have the ability to enjoy a little bit of a drink, enjoy some food, maybe relax a bit, and have a little bit of a nap. This is the perfect little starting mining ship, but can I not put that up there? Where am I going to put my garbage? There it is. I'm going to have another one since we're not fully hydrated. And then I'm going to get back to mining. But yeah, no Terranite there. I didn't get any. We're going to find a better rock and hopefully get a little bit more valuable ores. 80%? Yeah, should be good for now. Always remember to put your helmet on so you don't forget later. Alright, back to mining. A lot of signals popping up all over the place here. That's good. Ooh, here's 2 asteroids here. So it's pretty dense. I just passed some debris. We got a Glaciem, impossible, doesn't matter. Actually, you know what? I keep remembering. I'm going to take screenshots and kind of do a little bit of a... I don't know if it'll be in this video, but I'm going to kind of just talk about what I found or kind of keep track of what I found in the belt. Bexalite, which is not bad and easy to crack. Not a massive amount, but let's get it. I mean, this is a fairly small rock. As long as it doesn't charge too quickly. We're gonna get this Bexalite. I don't know why my cargo showed up at 0-0. That's concerning.
Warning. Power critical. Warning. Power.
Still too much. There we go. Right about this distance. Again, that little sliver does make it a bit more challenging to mine rocks. But if you're able to, you can mine some bigger rocks without issues. So what you lose in finesse, you gain in power for mining those rocks. So I am just going back and forth a little bit in order to get the power where I need it. There we go. Now I don't know why my laser went away there, but that's okay. Why is that showing up as another... Oh, it just scanned it right away. Well, that was quick. Okay. Bexalite 68%. Let's grab that. I'm not finding any Stellaron or Rusite. I haven't found any Savrilium or Lindium, which I think those are available in this system. Those two, at least. Torite is 48%. You know what? I'm going to skip that one. One thing I haven't done, which I could do, this is a high enough percentage, I could switch over the bags from a mole to a prospector. I could do that. That might be kind of worth doing. But we're just doing total stock except for the laser on this right now. 37%, I'm not going to bother with that. And this here, 31%, I'm not going to bother with that. Look at all the signals that were showing up here. So we got plenty more. 9, 9, 12, 7. This one's closest. We're going to go check out this one. Wrong button. There we go. See what this one is. Maybe this one's better. If not, do another little cut. But it did put my cargo back, the percentage. I don't know why they were zeros, but they're coming back now. M-type, that's what I just saw. It's another thing I'll have to look at. Do M-type asteroids always carry the same things in this belt? This one's a Glaciem, so I guess the answer is no. Alright, I'm going to keep looking. I mean, I got lots of signals here to kind of take a look at. We'll see what I find. Found ourselves another Bexalite rock. This one's bigger. It's going to take a little more effort to crack. But I might as well go for this. We've kind of figured out that at least around this area of the belt, Bexalite is where it's at. We might find other things, but this is what I've been finding. So we're going to just try to crack this rock. Again, I got this little tiny sliver that I'm aiming for. But, oh, that went right up all of a sudden. Oh, that didn't. I thought that was going to crack it. Oh, now I'm going to lose all that progress. That's okay. Keep at her. It's the challenge with mining like this. I could get gadgets. I could find a loadout that would give me a little bit more of a wider window. Something tailored specifically to going after Bexalite, which doesn't need the power of some other rocks. But anything's doable. And this one is no exception. We just need to kind of get in that groove. There we go. That'll crack it. Alright. Now you might have lost some stuff with that, but look at, we only have 10 more SU to fill up, so 21% Bex, 46. That one we're not even going to bother. Okay, let's try cracking this one. Super small. Instability is 68.73, I think. That text needs to be made bigger, honestly. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay.
Warning, fire detected.
Whoa. Oh. It's because I didn't have my shield on? This is my first chance. Where's my fire extinguisher? There it is. Nope. Equip, swap. Nope. Equip. Swap. There we go. Cool. Look at that, everybody! That sounds cool. Oh, that was fun, honestly. Really, right on. No more fire? Mining with your shields is important. The biggest issue is trying to figure out how to pick it up. Obviously, swap with a gun, even though my guns are still on me. Or that went into my backpack, that's why. Okay. Neat. Yeah, I didn't have my shields on, and that did some damage. That, actually, I think was pretty awesome. That was my first ever interaction with, like, the new systems. Really fun. I like that. All right, awesome. But also, yeah, put your shields on. I don't know why I turned them off, but backslate 45%. Backslate 59%. What was that just went by? Do you see that? Something just flew by. 44%. All right. Let's start with this one. I really wish I knew what just flew by there. It looked like a herald or something. Just for fun, let's put our shields on. 37, 44. There we go. So we're gonna get 20 SCU. Not quite. 19.96. All right. Now, if I turn back the way we came, we only traveled 150.9 kilometers from Levski. That's not much. We didn't actually go that far. And we got like 20 SU of backslate. So I'd say this is overall not bad. I'd say put your shields on so that the exploding rocks don't cause a fire. But even then, like, it wasn't panicky. It'd be different if I was being attacked. But, turn that off. For the most part, I like that. That was fun. That was really cool. Good job, CIG. Alright, let's put our max speed up to a reasonable... Yeah, 700, 750. Perfect. And we're going to fly in, and then we're going to land. And I'm going to actually refine this. So we'll see how much it would make if I just sold it. And then we'll do some refining. I might not sell the refined goods. It all depends on whether or not the patch comes out before I get around to it. But I'll do a little bit of repair. Maybe I'll swap out the bags. I'll buy some mole bags and swap those out if I have the money. And then we're going to take a job, and we're going to try mining in the Glaciem ring away from Levski. That'll be the next thing to do. So first things first, off to the refinery deck after we find out how much this costs to repair. This is a cool place to visit, but honestly, I miss Levski and Delmar. I miss the old Delmar, I should say. The original one, just something about it, in my mind, was better. This one's cool, and the rock through, the whole crater through, down to the other side, and the overall design of some of the area, like this area here, is superior. Absolutely superior. However, the original feeling you got coming along the planet's surface, or I guess little moonlit surface, moonlit? Not moonlit. Moonlit. Was better in my opinion. I am asking for a landing, but not getting it. Let's try this way. Why does this look all stretched out here too? That's kind of weird. Hello? Alright. You don't need to wait for me. I'm just going to wait and hopefully I get a hangar. If not, maybe I'll have to like... Ooh. What's that? Someone's got a 2 SU container just hanging out? Interesting. Any of these open? I can just take? No. Alright. Now we wait. we're going to try something a little bit different. I logged out inside the borehole of Levski. Is this going to be a place where, like a city, basically, that you can bed log right outside? You can't do it in some of the other areas. You have to be landed. But you don't have to be landed here, so let's see what happens when this finally loads up. It'll be kind of interesting to see. Reading this thing, the FTL comms breakthrough, I never read this before. It's been out, I'm guessing, a while now. If we can do fast in life comms, what's the point of data running? I guess it's to run data for things that can't be used? Alright, let's see. My thought is it would be great for things like large file sizes, things like body scans. Look at that! We're still in the crater hole. We jumped servers. That's pretty crazy. I wasn't sure if that would work. Yeah. Neato mosquito. Alright. Let's try this again. Oh, that's better. That's better. Hangar request completed. Yeah. That's awesome. Okay. So first things first, how much is this going to cost me in repairs? My little bit of a fire we had. Will that repair the charred interior of my ship? I would assume so, but let's hope. Oh, wait. Ah. Okay. Get back into our seat. Two things. First things. 120,000! 120,000 UEC. What a repair. Hydrogen. 29. Man, if I kept my shields up, this would definitely be a lot cheaper of a job. Alright, so we should also, just because I'm going to be... Now, I know a lot of people might just claim the ship and save that money, but, I mean, why game it like that? Why cheese it? We're getting Quantanium fuel because we're going to take a job and do some more money elsewhere. Another reason why it's not a big deal that I had to pay that is I just don't care. Money's money. Who cares about money, right? That's not why I'm playing. But look at this. Looking all good again. Alright. Oh, wait. One more thing. Nothing normally... Oh, never mind. What I was going to do was go unlock those ports so that I could just swap out the bags later. But I will do that... I'll do that when I get some Argo bags. You have to store your ship as far as I know. If it's just sitting on the deck, I don't recall if it sees it or not. So I'll just store it because it's easier. And we remember now where our... the ore sales are, but we don't need that right now because we're going to go to the refinery and we're going to see the price for refining it, customs, and then from there I will or see the price of just selling it for what it is, and then we're going to do some refining. Okay, all the mining does make my character move a lot slower because of all the mouse wheeling up and down. Alright, so we gotta go down. That's this one here. 20 seconds. We're gonna go down to the refinery deck, which is 3, or 03, or whatever it is.
Capsule now approaching station.
Okay.
Stand clear of disembarking passengers. Capsule now approaching station. Momentarily. Stand clear of disembarking passengers.
Alright, we're just gonna wait here. We're gonna go down 2 floors. Enjoy a little bit of tea while we're at it. I almost choked to death there. Oh, almost left. That's not the right floor. This is only central. Sub-level 2. Does it both say central? Yeah, it does say central. Sub-level 3. That's what we want. First things first, how much does it cost? Or how much would you make just selling this Bexalate? So 104. Well, the good news is we're going to make more than that. The bad news is currently we would have been at a loss because of that damage that I gave myself. 104, not going to be it. Also, we have quartz, basically nothing. Torite, 1 UEC for Torite. Remember that. Remember the 1 UEC. Because what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to refine it. And then when we sell, we're going to get a lot more for that. So, set up the work order. Of course we're using Dinix. Why would you use anything else? Especially now that everything is so fast. Gonna do the Bex, gonna do the Torite. Should we do the Quartz? I'm not gonna bother. Get a quote for that. 10 hours, 2 grand. How much if we do the Quartz? It's a lot of money for the Quartz. But we're gonna do it anyways. So, get this all refined. Once it's done, we're gonna sell it. Next thing, I know I could take them off my mole, but do we have any ore pods? We do. 21,000. So it'd be 84 to get those. So those are Argo. Why does it say 12? Is that right? 12, 40. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So we're going to buy those. Got it. As opposed to the Prospector. Or there would be Misk, I guess. Misk ore pods. Those are only 8 SU. So with 4 more SU per ore pod, that's not bad. I'm going to go back. I'm going to transfer those ore pods onto the Prospector. And then I'm going to take a job, and we will head on out to a new location. That was pretty quick, and if we look now, we got 48 SU, so we've gained 10 SU. Wait, no. 16? 16 SU. For a second there, I thought 38 was the standard SU of a Prospector, but I'm definitely wrong on that. Ooh, this is beautiful. Just like those low speeds of having your landing gear down while flying through. Oh, this is just nice. All right, let's head up. We don't have to go too far because we're gonna be jumping away anyways. But I just want to get out of the way of this city station. City. It's called a city. And once we're out here, let's take a job. So, yeah, pickup location, courier dispatch to a wreck site in Glaciem Ring. Threat level, light engagement expected. No thanks. Currently uncertain to why they failed. Cautious. Suspect that the perpetrator is long gone, so you shouldn't run into any resistance. We still might, but maybe not. It pays 32k. If we run into people, we just fly away. To me, it's not worth it. Why did I untrack that? But what it will give me is a new marker. That's the Pyro Gateway marker. Where is... Go to Glaciem Ring site. There you go. 29.2 gigameters away. Set a route. It's, as you notice on there, on the other side of the sun. So now we can go mine. The chances of someone else showing up around there are less. Now, other missions might go to that location as well, so you may end up finding other players going to that location. But what... Sorry about that. What I am doing is I'm getting myself far away from the original place I was mining. So we're going to check and see. What do I find? Let's zoom out a bit. Wow, this is taking me a long time. There we go. What, like, I was at Levski, I was mining right here. What do I find in the Glaciem ring over here? Currently, it's the only way to get around the system. And if I was going to the Pyro Gateway, this would be a good way to kind of dogleg around anyone setting up a trap. But we're just going to go... This sounds really great. I'm gonna go by the moon. What's the... Or not the moon, the sun. What's the sun called in this system? It's not called Nix, the sun Nix, is it? Although the other one is called Stanton Star. We're gonna get over here. See what we find. I can remember to put my shields on. We don't need another fire. I left my rifle behind. That way I can have my multi-tool not in my backpack and quickly grab the fire extinguisher when I need it. I'm not expecting to need to get into any FPS combat while I'm mining, so rifle's fine in local storage. Okay, can probably cut out a bit of that travel time. It's not super long, but even 20 seconds of me just watching, getting enthralled with this, like, light show. It'd be cool if we could see the ring. I don't know why we can't really see it until we get out of our jump. It'd be great if we could see it, like if some of the location... Oh, there it is. See, now it's showing up. Cool. But if we... In some of the locations that we were appearing in, like the eventual planets, if they're not in the plane of this ring, so we can kind of like see this ring going around the star from a distance, that'd be pretty fun. But overall, we're here. First things first, let's see if there's anyone around. In the wreck site here. If not, it should be a small hand carryable box, so I might as well grab it and pick it up. Put it in our ship. But if I do see any targets show up, we're just going to leave. They can have the flight recorder or whatever it is we're going to get. What kind of ship was this? Looks like a freelancer. Wonder if you could salvage this stuff too. Could I bring a... I think I might have tried that. And the answer was no. But it'd be great if you could also grab the components and stuff out of the ship. Which I don't believe was possible last time I tried. Okay, good enough. Okay. Let's get our package. Yeah, I don't believe there's any components in here. No, that's really disappointing. But we got this. It's very bright. There's a good shot. Is this thing going to be beeping the whole time? Probably. luckily it's going to be sitting right here. Safe and sound. Alright, so let's get into mining. We've now made 30 grand just by mining in a location away from Levski. No complaints about that. What was that I saw below me? Is that anything? No, okay. Alright, so now we'll do the same thing as last time. We're going to head up. One of the positives about heading up not only is getting out of some of the rocks that are around, but then when I am trying to keep myself orientated the same way, if I get turned around and I flip myself over like this, I can still tell whether I am on the, like, have the sun on my right side or not. So I'm going to head up. We're right in the center of the ring this time. We'll turn off our shields to get a bit faster. Once I get up, then I'll start pinging. So we'll do a little bit of an edit here. And once I'm in position, we'll start mining. This section of the belt seems pretty thick. Maybe I'll just mine. So we're going to put our shield on. Oh, we might... You know what? This is the issue. There you go. This is the issue, is trying to set up my speed. Let's go 600. I just gotta remember to put my shield back on when I'm actually gonna mine. But we're just gonna start sending out some pings. There's something right there. It's only 7k away. Another one there. 10. So we're getting signals over here. That's good. I've never actually, I don't think, mined over in this area. But I can't see why we're not gonna find probably the same stuff. I'm going to expect to find a lot of Bexolite, which will still be okay. It's still not going to be the worst. Just bearing in mind we made 30 grand. This is an S-type. What is S-type? I think I've been finding M and P? I can't remember what the other type was. Maybe it was S all along. So we'll see what this is. What's in here? Bexolite quartz. So quartz is worse than torite, but it might fracture easier and clump. But this is one that doesn't even need fracturing. It's only 25% Bexolite. I would have to just extract it the way it is. So we're going to move on. We're going to find another. That's 12. That's 11. Let's go with this one. So the first one, kind of a bust, but it is, you know, Bexolite, which isn't bad, but we can't really break it down to anything better. I would love it with something like an Arasta. I would be sucking everything up and just refining on the go. But with a prospector, you need to kind of plan what you're going to be bringing along. Because even with the mole bags, I've still only got just shy of 50 SCU. So we can't be bringing a bunch of quartz back. We'll see this next one, see if it's any good. If not, I'll just start kind of mining on my own again. M-type, we were finding a lot of those before. Almost pure torite. What a bad asteroid. Alright, I'm going to keep looking. Hopefully I find something better. So looking at this, look at, I just came across another section. Bexolite, 21%. Bexolite, 14%. Bexolite, 21%. Another asteroid here. Has this, like, it's just already cracked into, like, 3. Is this something that happens now? That you can find asteroids that are already cracked? Or has someone mined this and left that behind? Lindium. That is something interesting. I'm going to try to get that. Lindium is worth nothing until it's refined. So I might try to get that. I don't know how easy it is to crack. And a Glaciem, not really worth it. I mean, it's worth about $1,000 raw and about $4,000 refined. But Lindium might be kind of an interesting one. It says easy, but again, because of my setup, I've got the little sliver here. So how are we going to really get this? So we'll try it. The instability is 109.01. This is not taking any charge at the moment. There we go. And I'm worried it's just going to suddenly skyrocket like that. Okay. At least I have my shields on. Okay. Let's see. Lindium. 73%. Let's grab it. The extraction happens here, and the target reticule is here. So you have to be careful that when you're extracting, you're not targeting one thing and extracting something else. Like, look at these two here. I could be targeting this and extracting this if I'm not careful. That is something that I do wish they'd kind of fix up. 20%, 8%. 9%. %. I don't even think I'm going to try this. You know what? How big is this rock? 9. You know what? We're early on. I'm willing to risk it. We're going to kind of pass on that. Going to find the next thing. On to greater things, right? On to bigger and better. Like this. Maybe this is better. A little bit of a good news, bad news situation. I got some more lindinium. So you can see here we're picking some up. We're able to crack this rock. The bad news is that I had to bedlog because I got a phone call and had to step away for a bit. Turns out it was only about 10 minutes, so I probably could have been AFK. It would have been fine. But now I lost that contract, failed that contract, which is okay. It's only about 30 grand. But interesting enough, the box that was in the back disappeared also. So it's not even in the ship anymore. I think that's kind of neat. But we're just going to try to fill this up with as much of this lindinium as we can. And we got 15 bexylate. That's only 17%, but I think that's better than this, right? Yes. All right. We've got 3 SU. Let's see. So we got lindinium. We got 8.19. 9 SU. There we go. We're done. So we're full. Full up. Hasn't been that long. We're going to go to Levski. Gonna fly back and land. This time, I didn't damage my ship for $100,000 worth of damage. So that's cool. We'll see how much this would sell for normally. This is going to be a little bit different because a bunch of this is lindinium, about 9 SU. It's worthless until it's refined. That's what I think is kind of cool about this, and that's what I think is awesome about what CIG has done with the mining loop, making it I don't want to refine, I just want to sell. I'm going to go to where there's Stillaron and work on that, or Quantanium and try to find that. I really want to mine stuff that maybe is easier to find but takes some refining. Bexlite Lindinium in the next system seem to be the way to go. We're going to keep working on this. We're going to see how much money we can make just by selling this stuff. I'm going to refine both of these jobs, and then tomorrow, assuming the patch doesn't happen, we're going to try to sell this and see what kind of money we can make. So I'm going to join you again in the refinery deck. Before we head into the refinery, look at that. Not even a little bit of repair. Quantum fuel was $1,000. We still haven't really used any hydrogen. No complaints here about that. I don't feel like I ever relocked my ports, but it didn't say ports unlocked on my screen just now. I wasn't really paying attention if it did earlier, but does that get fixed? A little trick, if you want to get down ladders faster, just back off them. It's always faster than trying to run forwards down off them.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
I don't understand this dirt. I mean, it's kind of like how, you know, these people living on their own must be dirty. Pyro's full of criminals, must be broken and decrepit. I don't really see why. The criminals are making a lot of money. You think they would be living large. And Levski is full of pride and getting things done. They would wash those screens. Why do I scroll down? I'm just going to customs. So, the dirty screen there got a bit of an issue with. Like, the kind of rusty, being kind of held together, they've been around for a while thing. I get that. That's no problem. But the, this way. But the smudgy screens need to go. Alright, all the way down to refinery. Let's see what a prospector full of Bexlite and Lindinium. I don't know how to say that. Let's see what that'll get me. Beautiful. Let's watch out the window. I thought there were supposed to be like trains and things moving along here. Wasn't there? Maybe not. Be good if they were, though. I would love it if there was so many people on this server that this place was just buzzing with activity. Okay, so how much does this sell for? Just on its own. We're going to do another comparison. And you look here, the Bexlite, 78 grand, the Quartz 6 grand, but the Lindinium, 1. Absolutely worthless. Inert materials is worth 3 times what I would get for that. That is why we're going to refine. That is going to change drastically in refinement. So I'm going to go to refinement again. Absolutely. And I forget what it was, 10 hours and however many minutes. So you can see how long it took me to get the second batch. Not long at all. But we're going to set up work order. We're going to do Dinix. We're going to do the Bexlite. We're going to do the Lindinium. We're not going to bother. Should we bother with the Quartz? I don't think we have to. This will take 10 hours and 50 minutes. So we're looking at about 11 hours. 11 hours from now, as long as the game doesn't patch, we're going to be selling all this Bexlite, all this Lindinium, and I guess some Quartz. We're going to see what we make on this, on these 2 runs. So off I go to do a little bit of editing on Hightail Part 2 while I wait for this, and then this will come out the next day. Hello, sir. Ma'am? Oh, that was the wrong way. Yes, there we go. Alright. Look at this. I mean, I could just say, hey, how's it going? Comms, that's the way to go. But people don't respond to comms. They respond to jumping. Goodbye, everybody. Or at least, well, I guess not goodbye. You're going to see me again now. Time has passed, and we're back in the verse. Refining took 10 hours, but it has been about 24 hours since I put the refinery job in. I went to work, and I'm back, and so we're good to go. It's been a good time for the refinery, and at the same time, I didn't get a patch, so I didn't lose the job. So we're able to actually see how much money we made. We're going to see if the fruits of our labor have borne us something we want, if the refining job has taken those raw materials and made those pure elements of bexylite, taurite, lindinium, and I think I accidentally refined some quartz. Did I? I believe so. Let's get ourselves a little bit of a drink while we head over to the refinery deck. The reason why we're doing refinery deck first, that's not where I want to go, is because I haven't actually taken the jobs out yet. So we are in the first level. We need to get down to the bottom level, so we're going to go this way. Now, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to take out the first job, go sell it, then come back, take out the second job, and go sell it. This elevator does seem broken. Gotta go up to go down. Unless they're both broken. Oh, that's working. Okay, good. So we're gonna go up and then back down. That'll work. Because I don't want to wait for that elevator that did not seem to be working. So this will give us what we want. We're just going to wait here, and we're going to go back down to level 3, and that will be the refinery level. So the first one was the one that was mostly bexylite and taurite, I believe, or whatever it was called. About 100,000. I'm going to put the costs up on the screen. Lower level 3, perfect. That was nice and quick. I don't know why everyone's got their guns out and are hiding. This seems odd. Okay. Do you know, sir? Is this your doing? Alright. First things first. First job. Which was this one. So this one is work order complete. It's bexylite, taurite, and quartz. That was our first one. I don't remember what the quartz was worth. But I think the bexylite was worth about 100 grand, and the taurite was worth one UEC. That's all it was worth. The reason why is because it's not worth anything until you sell it, or until you refine it, I should say. So first things first, we're going to look at this, which would be about 100,000 normally, and we're going to go try to sell this. Missed it. Hello? Alright. So, I don't know why these elevators are kind of wonky, where the ones that are just staying at 0 aren't opening up, so you have to find whichever one's going to work. Luckily, both of these are going up, and we're going to go up to the tippy top. We're going to go up to the, I think it is called the cargo deck, and that's where we sell. That's where we're going to be able to sell our goods. So, we're going to sell, we're going to see how much we make on our first one. And then on the screen, I'll put the profit if we sold directly plus the profit for refining. I'll maybe even put in the refinery cost, but they weren't that much. I think they were about 7 grand each. So, whenever possible, they're definitely the ones to use. See, that's opening like 7 seconds quicker. That's interesting. So we're going to go up to the first one. Nobody saw a thing. You didn't see nothing. I was hoping to hit the guy. We're in level 2. We're going to go all the way up to level 0. So this is the one we started on. This is the Habs and Customs. It's interesting how high you really go. Alright, and up and on here, take a left. Did I run out of oxygen right here? I definitely did for a moment. Interesting. Okay. Oh, I thought it was sunk into the ground. Some weird transporter accident. Alright, first things first. Select location. Levski. Quartz. 3 grand. So however much I spent on refining that quartz, we made 3 grand. I'm sure it wasn't really worth it, but whatever. Now, the torite. We're going to wait. Bexylate was the thing that was worth about 100 grand. Maybe a little more, like 105 or something like that. Let's sell it. 172. Confirm. And then the torite, that was worth 1. And we can sell that for 7 grand. So, I mean, it's not worth a ton. But compared to 1 UEC, refining it gave us back basically refiner costs. Now, I should earn more from the Bexylate, but you see here, I have more that I can't sell. Max inventory. So the Bexylite currently is full. They don't need any more. So, so I've actually already made, sorry, I'm coughing. I've already made about 70k more than I need to. But we're actually going to be able to sell more Bexylite later. So the good thing about this location is you can sell here and make money. The bad thing about this location is that other people are doing the same thing, and it's going to cause us to not be able to make as much. But we can do some simple math by looking at how much I sold it for and how much I ended up refining. So we're going to go back down to the refinery deck now that I've done this. Oh, I thought I could jump through there. We're going to go back down. We're going to get the Bexylate, taurine, lindium, and I think there might be, I think that was it for this one. We're going to get those out. We're going to look at the price of Bexylate to see how much it's changed selling raw versus selling refined. And we're also going to be looking at the quartz. If I wanted to make better profit on the Bexylate and not have to wait to sell after refine, all you got to do is then you need a ship that you can load it into and bring somewhere else. I'm not overly concerned about it. I'm not overly concerned about that price. So, is this elevator broken now that someone came out of it? Guess we'll go on this one. Okay. So that one was 0, 0. So I'm watching. This guy's not going to go in there at any time soon. We're going to wait for this elevator to open up. Unless that guy... Ooh. It did work. Alright, well, whatever. I'm having issues with these elevators, but look at...
Capsule now approaching station.
I'm not too
Stand
concerned.
clear of disembarking passengers.
Now, will this one bring me all the way to the bottom? No, it's going to customs. Going down 1. That's okay. Alright. That is what the issue is. There is no oxygen in the doorway to the elevator. I'm going to put her helmet back on. So, another elevator issue that needs to be worked on. I don't know what the current max selling volume of Bexylate here at Levski is, but the reset to be able to sell again varies anywhere from between 15 minutes to half hour in some cases, so you never know. It might be worth it to kind of stay and try to sell the stuff, but at the same time,
Please follow designated routes and refrain from approaching the tanks.
if you really have a lot, just bring it somewhere else to sell. Alright, let's grab the other one. What is our next job here? We're going to select Levski, and this is Bexylite and Lindinium. Lindinium, again, worth technically 1, but the price that it was being sold for the market value is really like 0. So, not really the best. So we're going to definitely make more than 0 selling the Lindinium. And with the Bexlate, I just have to look at the cargo elevator later to see how much I currently have in stock if it's not really clear on the TDD screen. So up we go, all the way up to level 00 again.
Please follow designated routes and refrain from approaching the tanks.
Great animation on that door. Whoever did that, good job. Same elevator. It's got the same water bottle in it. Yeah, this place is tall. We're going right up the whole side of the bore, I guess. We're above the hangars, which are down there. But this gets us outside into the exterior of the, I was going to say station. I don't know what you would call this. Outpost? It's not really a city. Or is it considered a city? Alright. Back to sell. It's been a few minutes. Can I sell Bexalate? We'll check that first. Well, we can sell 8 more SU of Bexalate for 140 grand. So it sells for 1 unit is 69,000. Oh, that's 4. So we have 4 SUs for 69 grand. We have 2 4SU containers. Got it. Sell that. Confirm. It's going to think about it for a moment. Maybe tell me it's not going to work. What's happened? Let's wait for this. Did anyone else sell before I tried to? Oh, there we go. Success. So we did that. We still have Bexalate in our inventory. We still have 1 SU. We have 8 more 4-time Bexalate. So we still got lots. 20,000 for Lindinium, and we have 5 SU of that. So another 83 grand on that to sell 4. Which means we still have another 1 of those left, right? Can I sell that one? Sell. So 1 SU is 20 grand. That's all right. All right. We still have a Glaciem, which we can't sell. I don't believe that is bought here. Although maybe it is, because it's in stock and you can buy it. So maybe it's just I've been unlucky not to be able to sell that. Bexalate. We still got a ton. So we've made a lot of money. I'm going to do the math and talk about how much actually, if I was able to sell everything at once, everything was worth from those 2 jobs. And we're going to see how much money we can make. In the meantime, I'm just going to have to wait for the commodity shop to let me sell that Bexalate. Hello, citizens. This is Puppet Pat from the future editing while I was still trying to figure out what was going on with selling the Bexalate. I figured it out while I was in game, but I didn't feel like recording more of that footage. I figured I'd just add this in here at the end while I'm getting into the game to do some other playtime. And that was the trying to sell the Bexalate at the very end. And anyone watching who knows about mining probably realized my mistake right away, which is that it was raw Bexalate that was showing up there. The weird thing is, and this is a Star Citizen issue, that raw Bexalate couldn't be refined. I thought it might have been in those cargo pods that I took off of the Prospector, took those out of the equation, and that was not it. It's just showing up in the TDD as something that I have, but it's not refinable. It's not in my inventory. It's nowhere, and so I can't figure it out. It's not in any of the ships that I am using. So that raw Bexalate can't be sold, and it's just going to show up, I guess, until the next patch, or maybe somebody knows where it is and why it's not showing up. I took both ships out of Levski and left them in space took the cargo pods out, and it's still showing up, so I don't know. But we're going to do a quick little rundown while I kind of head out here, and that is kind of just the numbers about what 2 runs netted me mining in Levski, and not really spending a lot of time. There wasn't a lot of time involved in that. There was, let me just grab a drink here, there we go. There was the 2 runs total net for that. If I just went out and mined and sold, let's say I thought there's going to be a patch dropping right away and I just want to make some money, pretty quick money. Those 2 runs got me 190,704, which is almost 200,000. Not massive amount, but not bad. On top of that, refining it took 10 hours and was about 5,660 odd UEC to do that. So about 5.5 grand to do the well, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, well, that solved it. I didn't have to put it in a trash can. After 10 hours of refining, it sold for a little over 407,140. So more than double. So that's not bad. So overall, with refining, not having to put things into a we'll use this. Overall, original price 190,700. Let's say that. Refining 5,600. Sale price 4,700. Or 407,000. So we're looking at about $400,000 in profit for those 2 mining runs. Pretty good. Not bad at all. There is stuff to mine in Nyx. It's not the best. I wasn't finding the high value stuff really easily. Maybe it's out there. Maybe there's a place to get it. There wasn't a huge difference I found between what I was finding in those 2 jobs. I did find the lindinium on the second run heading to that spot, but I don't know if that's necessarily indicative of where you go. So overall, I think it's pretty cool, pretty easy. Let's go here. Yeah, mining in Nyx. If you only have a prospector or only have a mole, and you don't have a really easy way to transfer your refined goods to somewhere else to sell, I think Nyx is pretty good, and you get to stay really close to your home location. You don't have to go in an atmosphere. Overall, I think it's pretty awesome. I think when the Erasta comes out, or something like that, or even the Orion one day, a place like Nyx could be a cool place to set up shop. I think it's really cool. So that's it. Kind of a long video to answer a kind of a short question on Spectrum. I enjoyed it. I'm going to do some more mining. Hopefully this week the patch comes out. The patch should be coming out relatively soon. And when it does, I am going to be starting up anew. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm thinking I might get rid of a lot of the stuff I have and just kind of start out with a basic ship. So until then, thanks so much for watching. Goodbye, everybody, and I hope to see you all soon in the verse.